it's impossible to resist. Just sit back and enjoy the view, out with the old and with the new. Look forward, there's no looking back. Gotta be on the right track. You ain't seen nothing like this. 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 You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing like this.
This week, we'll show you how off-season planning and next-level design can lead to multiple bucks frequenting that property. Bobby will be hunting the Hat Trick Farm, and he's in for a real treat.
So we've got our good friend and client, Bobby in camp from Michigan. Bobby is a very well-accomplished hunter. He's shot a lot of good bucks all over the US and Canada. So when Bobby comes into camp, he's looking for a special or a unique deer, not just one that scores high. In fact, last year Bobby was hunting with us and he passed an awesome buck at point blank range. This buck had 12 scoreable points, probably mid 150s. Bobby didn't end up getting that buck, but he had no regrets on the deer that he passed because Bobby's all about the camaraderie, the experience, so no regrets from him.
The Hat Trick Farm is a relatively new property that we acquired with tons of potential. We spent a lot of time on this farm during the winter and spring months planning and strategizing.
Spending as much time on this farm in the off season as we did, we were actually able to come up with a plan to take not one, not two, but 3 fields out of production and introduce new habitat and strategically place food plots. And that's how the Hat Trick name was born. Field 1 lies on the westernmost part of the core area of this farm, and originally this field was actually kind of like a half moon shape. So what we did is we're going to take 80% of that field, we're going to put it into habitat. So it's going to provide more cover, it's going to make that bluff feel even more secluded for the deer that are on it. So we've got about 4 acres of food back there, broken down into soybeans, corn, and big sexy brassicas. Field 2 lies right in the middle of the core area of this farm. We took Field 2 and we put the majority of it into a combination of switchgrass and cedar and spruce trees, and then we also added an apple orchard to the furthest most point in the field to give that apple orchard, once that habitat grew up, a really secluded feel. So Field 3, we kind of incorporated a little bit of a candy corn strategy where we left the majority of it in standing corn and strategically placed brassicas around the perimeter of it and then placed our stands in proximity to those brassicas. So we put a water hole on the northernmost part of Field 3 to really try to pin down those deer and get them into kind of like a little bit of a social area, and then we stayed away and we let the cameras do the work for us.
Late October rolls around and our cutting back cameras are sending us intel that several good bucks are utilizing this farm. So coming into camp,
Bobby's gonna be hunting the hat trick farm, and Bobby really likes big wide 8s, and he doesn't have one yet. So when we showed him trail cam pictures of a buck that we call Holyfield on the hat trick farm, his eyes lit up and he immediately wanted that deer. Now, there are some pretty other special deer on this farm that are probably gonna tempt him. One of them being Spartan. Now, Bobby's from Michigan. He's a huge sports fan in Michigan, and just the name alone intrigued him. So we've got Spartan and we've got Holyfield. Now it's time to hunt and see which one we can put in front of him.
Really excited for just one heck of a week here. We've got lots of targets. So hopefully later this morning we'll have one of these big boys show up and get a chance.
Love the Grind Consulting specializes in designing and building world-class hunting properties. From concept to creation, every detail is finely tuned into a strategy to transform your property into something incredible. Our innovative concepts will not only help you to grow and hold big bucks, but also ensure that you are able to hunt them effectively. If you want to turn your farm into a world-class hunting property and increase its value, give us a call today.
Second year in a row here at Homegrown Outfitters, and really excited for just one heck of a week here. Rut's starting to kick here in Buffalo County, and just getting started here about a half hour after the sun broke, and a couple does come in already. We're sitting over a food plot that's just fantastic. It's got standing corn. We're in a redneck in the standing corn. We got some brassicas and turnips right in front of us here, kind of wrapping the field. There's some beans out there, and then right in front of us, about 45 yards, we got a water hole with turnips wrapping all the way around, and a rubbing post that you can see is just being used a lot. We've got 4 really good bucks on camera that we're after this morning. There's an 8-point they call Holyfield, a 10-point with a lot of stickers on them called Spartan. We're really hoping to catch up with those two especially. There's a huge 9 they call Burrow. So we've got lots of targets. Hopefully later this morning we'll have one of these big boys show up and get a chance. These 2 does right by that water hole. Be careful. There's a buck, a shooter buck. I think that's Spartan. Okay, well, he's at 65 yards right now, quartering to us. That was pretty close. That almost just happened. We had Spartan come in, and he put on a pretty good show, walked right up to the top of the hill and did everything he was supposed to, and just couldn't quite get the shot off. And the camera was sitting right where I couldn't quite get a shot off. Maybe I could have got the shot off. I just didn't want to push the shot, since it was at 46 yards. And, so that was a pretty crazy encounter, and the good news is we didn't bugger him up at all. He just kind of walked off. Yeah, first morning, first buck, mid-160s, 10, and tell you what, here at Homegrown Outfitters, anything can happen. And I don't regret that at all. It's an amazing deer, incredible counter. We're only an hour into the first hunt, first sit. Got a lot more hunting to do.
So while Bobby wasn't able to release an arrow at Spartan, what the encounter did tell us is Spartan's a super cool buck. He's a lot bigger than what we thought in the pictures. He's mature. He's a mainframe 10 with a kicker. This is an awesome deer.
After an incredible morning, we're going to make a small change. We know where a couple of these mature bucks are hanging out. We're about 1,000 yards in. We're taking it real slow. Buffalo County, obviously very hilly, so we're making our slow way in here. Well, we come out with the habitat that's here is just amazing. About 1,000 yards in, big draw, 2 rednecks sitting on it, multiple stands. And then a little closer to where we were at this morning is another big field that's got brassicas and beans and a couple rednecks in the middle of that as well with water holes. It's an incredible setup, but it's pretty close to where we were this morning. And got a couple great target deer. Holyfield's been coming in there. Spartan's been coming in there. And it should be an interesting sit. It should be a really unique hunt tonight because deer should be piling in here from almost all directions. The anticipation is certainly building.
Here at Buck Bribe, our products are based off of nearly 50 years of research and development. Buck Bribe's fertilizers are designed with primary nutrients, micronutrients, and minerals to ensure that your buck is getting exactly what it needs to grow to its full potential.
Buck Bribe's liquid calcium and liquid fertilizer products are perfect for whether you're applying out of a backpack, ATV, or UTV sprayer, a pull-behind tractor. They deliver an ease of access in a liquid form, ensuring that those deer are going to be on that plot all the way from spring through winter for when it's time to take that shot.
At Weiss Realty, we specialize in land and rural properties. We're locally owned, locally operated. We specialize in anything country, including hunting land, farmland, hobby farms, rural build sites, and waterfront properties. We deal with everything from 5-acre woodlots up to 1,000-acre farms. We've been here since 1979. We're very familiar with all the processes involved with land and rural property sales.
We love what we do, and we look forward to working with you to buy or sell in Wisconsin or Minnesota.
Well, it's our first evening sit. We're sitting on a pretty neat spot tonight. We're on Patrick, and each of these fields is different. And today is our first time on this field. There's a huge funnel right behind us, and this redneck's overlooking this pond in front of us with a licking branch and a scraping pole. And we got 2 strips of timber that kind of flank the woods, some beans down the middle, and 2 different strips of green. So it's a nice south-facing hill. Deer bed there a lot. It should be a really unique hunt tonight because deer should be piling in here from almost all directions. We're also a little bit closer to the territory for Holyfield, which is really our target buck. We're getting started here right now and just got in the stand about a half hour ago. The anticipation is certainly building as I've never been on a hunt where the confidence level is so high that it's not a matter of if this is going to happen. It really is a matter of when. There he is. Open window, open window, big window. Bring up the strength. Rip it. Okay, Brent. That happened fast, and I had no time to yardage him. I had a window like this, and I had no time to range him at all. And I thought quickly it was 20, and it's 29. Just under his belly. We just had an encounter with Holyfield that, unfortunately, I missed. shot just underneath him. He came into our downwind side, and we had just had some does come in there, and the way that the trees and everything sits, and they walked through, and we never had a shot whatsoever at him. So I was worried if we didn't get a shot right away, we weren't going to get one. And this is our downwind side, so he came in fast. We had to open the window quick and guessed at a yardage, and I had a 20-yard pin, and it was 29.5 yards, so shot just underneath him. He just jumped, kind of meandered into the corn, been in the field for 4 or 5 minutes, and just kind of moved into the corn, so that was the day we're after, so swing and a miss.
What an action-packed roller coaster this hunt has been. Bobby gets Holyfield in front of him, swing and a miss. That's 2 hitless bucks that Bobby has already had in front of him this hunt.
That Holyfield was pushing a doe and chasing her hard. My gut tells me she might be a hot doe and she's in the area.
Hey everyone, we're out here grinding every day, turning these properties into world-class whitetail farms.
Be sure to follow us on social media, subscribe on YouTube to keep up with what we're doing, and learn how to take your property to the next level.
Do you want more exciting and educational hunting content? Then head over to the Love the Grind YouTube page, where you'll find new innovative tips and tactics to up your hunting game and learn how to take your hunting property to the next level. Watch the process. Watch the results. Subscribe to our channel for free and interact with the experts. We're here to help you. Love the grind.
Well, it's about 11 o'clock this morning, and it's been an interesting weather morning. Wind's been blowing. The forecast says 10 miles an hour, but it's every bit of 20. And we got bored on pretty good, which leaves me kind of hopeful that the deer are going to be a bit chilly and they're going to get up and move. It really feels like we're going to be on a good midday action day today, I would think. That Holyfield was pushing a doe and chasing her hard, not just bumping her around. So my gut tells me she might be a hot doe and she's in the area, so that's pretty good. We're sitting here at a spot called Four Corners, and there's 2 major logging roads that cross, and they both head down to 2 different food sources. So we're up on the top of this. In Wisconsin, they call it a hill. From Michigan, we call it a mountain. This is a spot. If they're going to move around this area, they're going to come through here, so we're pretty hopeful. Been waiting to get in here for the right wind, and we've got it. And so hopeful today will be the day to seal the deal. Big buck, shooter buck. I can't believe you didn't get. I thought for sure you were on it. I'm sorry. Oh, it's fine. Oh, I'm so sorry. Dude, that happened fast. It's 2:38. Good job.
Oh, Mikey. MVP. Holy.
Couldn't be happier right now. Just amazing here at Homegrown, the effort, not only the plots, the habitat, everything we do, but just the expertise of ownership, the guides to really put together the right plan to recover this animal. And I think because of just great management and great leadership, we're gonna put our hands on this buck. So let's get our hands on him. Oh, Holyfield. Snow sweat. Look at that.
What a beast.
Wow. What an absolute magnificent animal. Down goes Holyfield. But not without one legendary fight.
Wow.
Jeez. That is an epic animal right there. Yeah, he's 20 plus wide. Just look at the body of it.
What a cool hunt. For the second time this season, we see that second chances on big bucks do exist. Bobby was able to wrap his tag around the buck that he had his heart set on from day one.
And as for Spartan, we know he made it through. And next year, we got a plan for him.
What an incredible year. From awesome farms with world-class designs to monster bucks. With the best camaraderie out there with family and friends, old and new. Here's to the memories and all the people out there that love the grind.
Oh, that's the giant from the north side. Look, that's the booter. I said 170. Oh my God.